Alright guys, this is DJ, What's One Gamers Guild. Um, this is an intro video to a number of videos we're going to be doing here in the future. Basically, it's gaming on a budget. With everything that's going on lately, with like the Rona, people losing jobs, stuff like that, we were talking about good things, good games to bring people into the hobby, or if you're new to the hobby or experienced into the hobby. Part of this was brought about obviously by current events and me playing Ninth Edition again. I built a Ultramarines army. I built it on the cheap, and at one point I wanted to buy a tank, one of the hover tanks. I forget the name of it called, but it was $100, and I was like, that's just way too much comparatively speaking to other games where you have games that $100 get you a full army. Maybe not painted, but it's a full army. So that's what this series is going to be about, is different games. What we're going to do with it, we're going to show you the starter, uh, basically how to build a full force and how much the cost would be. That's the codexes, that's the hobbying, that's the paints and brushes. Uh, that's I said codexes, rule books, and that's actually a decent starter army. It's not a whole big collection, but it's definitely parts of the collection. Um, and we're going to break it down like here's the starter, here's what you get with the starter, here's what you need to add to it. When it comes to painting suggestions, like uh, what paint sets or paint colors are you going to need, and also hobby level, because let's be honest, a lot of the other games that we play are historical games. Now, those were a lot of times are a lot cheaper than GW stuff and a lot of other game systems because you can play them in multiple rules formats. And the reason they're a higher level for hobby wise is you're actually painting historical figures. You can't paint all your Panzer IV tanks bright orange. You can, but it ain't gonna work. Where you can paint all your Predator tanks orange and no one bats an eye. So there'll be a little bit more of a higher end hobby on those kind of games, but they're going to be a lot more affordable. And we'll give you ideas on like, hey, what when you buy something for this game, what crosses over? You're going to find a lot of, especially historical games, a lot of the paint book references are good for Team Yankee. They're good for Flames of War. They're good for Bolt Action, stuff like that. Then we'll go to some sci-fi stuff. We got Armada, Star Wars. BattleTech is probably one of the most popular ones. That one I like a lot. And then we'll go into lore. Like, so we're going to break down each segment into cost for startup, hobby cost, lore cost, and we're going to do an MSRP. So that way it gives you a good roundabout number on how much it's going to be to get into that particular game. Now, we like supporting local LGSs, and I know I get it. We're giving you MSRP. We know you can find that stuff way cheaper on the internet. So it gives you a good ballpark to work from. And you're going to find some of these games are pretty affordable compared to some more like traditional tabletop war games. Um, this is a pilot, basically episode. Once this video drops, there'll be a link in the description below on the different videos. I'm going to try to get 2 more videos recorded. One for Team Yankee, which is basically World War III, and that's in like 10 millimeter, 15 millimeter, and Flames of War. It's World War II. Those are probably 2 of the, in recent years, more budget-friendly games to get into, and there's actually a fairly decent community. You can find a lot of stuff online. Uh, Rules are pretty simple, especially for those 2 games, because both the rules, they use the same core rules. And then we'll keep going on in other ones. And if you guys have any suggestions, drop them. You know what I mean? Like, hey, what about this game? And I'll bring other people on for certain games, like Gaslands. I know was a very popular, affordable tabletop game. And I'll probably bring like Tom on, like Tom Jarvis. But yeah, that's the idea of this. We want to bring tabletoping to the tabletop war games to the community that's on a budget. You know what I mean? Because let's be honest, not everyone can drop $600-700 for a Space Marine army or Imperial Guard army or whatnot. you might be able to maybe afford $300 in the lower end for like another army and another game system. And a lot of those games they cross rules platforms. You'll find especially in like World War II games, historical games, stuff like that. But that's it for right now. If you guys have any comments, put them in below. Uh, I guess I'll talk to you later. In the link below, you'll see probably one of the first videos. All right, guys. You all have a good one. And it's DJ the Guildmaster signing off.